All right, Caleb. Would you
Yes.
rather have somebody that is completely identical to you in every single way, or split personality disorder? I'm gonna go ahead and explain the first part and the second part a little better.
So now you're basically asking me if I would like to have an identical twin that acts exactly like me.
No, because you don't know this person.
Okay. So have an identical twin, but I don't know he exists.
Correct. And he
Okay.
acts like you in every single way, and everybody always gets you mixed up no matter what.
Okay. So he's in the area, but I like never see him.
Right.
Okay. Or split personality disorder.
And the way I want to explain that is I don't really want to say like a disorder, but you have two personalities. Say you're at home, you have one set personality. Well,
Mm-hmm.
then you go to work and your personality is literally the complete opposite.
Do I get to choose
Like, what do you mean choose?
the personality?
Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. It's random.
Okay, so I can't. So I could wake up, clock into work, and my personality is just I'm pissed off, and then I get fired.
Right.
No, other one. I was gonna go with the other one anyways, especially now that I know that I could just wake up and be pissy and not do anything, not be able to change that. Um, because if the other guy acts like me, I won't have an issue with that. He's not gonna say things that I wouldn't say. And if someone's like, "Oh, haha, you said you were gonna do this today, but you're here instead," I'll be like, "Ah, it was my doppelganger. You know him.
Yeah.
His name is Caleb with a K instead of a C."
Ew.
Yeah, I
Ellie,
don't like it.
Ellie only used to only know Caleb's with K's.
Yeah, those are disgusting. Those are
Yeah.
the worst ones.
So for
I hate
me,
it.
sorry.
No, I hate it whenever you go to Starbucks or you go somewhere and they're like, "All right, can I get your name?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, Caleb." And they're like, "Oh, I know how to spell that. It's a five letter name. It's not hard to spell, but they write it with a K." I hate that.
It's so dumb. Like, who started that?
I don't know. I don't understand. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like my spelling is right because it doesn't change the name and it's not completely like crazy different. Like people that spell Ashley with like a Leigh,
Yeah.
like that's weird. That's weird. But it's just a C or a K. I don't understand how the how people decide what like is it going to be a C or a K? Mine is a C because so my siblings, there's me, Caleb, then there's Kyle, Kevin, and Crystal. And me and Crystal are spelt with C's, Kyle and Kevin are spelt with K's. So we have two K's and two C's. So that's why mine is with a C.
So I'm gonna guess. Go ahead and go on a random guess here. The first two are K, and then they realized what they were doing, so they wanted to switch it to C.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, we can't have four kids with all K names.
Yeah, it wouldn't look too
That'd be
good.
ridiculous. Yeah, except they all start with the same sound anyways, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay. Anyway, for me on the Would You Rather, um, I guess it depends on how my personality is at work or at home.
Hmm.
Um, because I'm not gonna lie, having the identical twin bullshit would be annoying as fuck. But I almost have to go to that one.
Yeah, because if you don't get to choose your personality, then you could literally like without even meaning to clock into work and then just like your personality is like what's aggressive and you're just completely rude to everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell your
So
boss to go fuck himself.
to put it more in today's um story, let's go ahead and put the personality of when you're home, you're like the almost the perfect housewife.
Okay.
And then when you're away, you're pretty much very strict, very not very aggressive, but somewhat aggressive, very strict. You're war god.
Okay.
So
So it sounds like the worst boss ever. Like probably
almost
perfect for like, the company. If you're like strict, you're no nonsense, get shit done. And if someone messes up, you're not just brush it off. You're like, okay, why did you do that? It would suck to work under that person, but for like the business, probably like the perfect candidate to be like a supervisor or a manager.
yeah. I think in that situation, I think I'm gonna go ahead and choose the personality split personality.
Yeah, I'd still have to go with the doppelganger situation, just
Really.
because I feel like that would, yeah, because then I would have control over myself,
All
you
right,
know.
you
And
guys are gonna have to give me some little bit of time. I'm gonna put it on pause. My dogs are acting absolutely fucking nuts. All right, fuck. Sorry about that, guys. They don't see the pause, but
mhm, still apologize to him.
yep, still going to Midwest. All right, did we solve our thing?
I think so.
So in the second situation, I'm going split personality. You're going identical twin.
Yeah, I just have to still.
Really
Yeah, because it's like I still get to be who I want to be without being changed by some force.
true.
And, you know, like if my doppelganger acts like me, then it's not going to cause any like really big issues because he's not going to do anything I wouldn't.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That makes
So it's
sense.
like
It still get very
you just
annoying.
have you just have people recognize you that like you either don't know or didn't talk to.
Yeah, but in the personality one, if you get recognized for your great leadership,
If you
being
get
strict,
lucky,
yeah,
you know.
you could probably make it far.
Yeah, but like
I'm
I don't
still
know. I feel
sticking
like
with
you
it.
could do that anyways.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so second, this is on our pet mythological pets.
Okay, hit me with it.
All right, these names I don't really know how to pronounce. I looked them up just I don't know 10 minutes ago or so, and I had some extra stuff to deal with. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't raise hell if I fuck it up because I'm going to. Would you rather have Eikthamir or Eikthrnir as a pet or Cyhrimnir? Cyhrimnir. The first one is the deer that stands on the roof of Valhalla and eats from the leaves of the great oak tree Lared or Lared. Water drips from his horns, which is where all the rivers in the world come. The other one, Cyhrimnir, is a boar that each day is killed and cooked by the cook and Hrimnir. It is cooked in the cauldron, some cauldron, whatever. I'm not gonna try that one, and served to the fallen heroes of Valhalla.
Okay, so I can either get a deer that eats leaves and makes rivers, or a boar that's only purpose is to die.
Die and cook and eat for probably thousands of people.
Okay, well, I don't know how to skin a boar, and
Just
to
like a
be
deer.
honest, what if I take the boar because boars are just mean motherfuckers, and instead of killing him, I'm just like, hey man, you can live a good life. And just treat him like a really big dog.
Um, I'm gonna say no because there are two other boars in Norse mythology that I'm gonna do that are kind of like that.
Hmm.
So this one is for this purpose and this purpose only.
In that case, I'll take the deer.
Smart man.
I I, man, I don't want to have to kill a boar every night.
I
Like,
honestly, personally wouldn't mind it.
wha how would you? You'd have so much food. I mean, like, I guess you can make like a boar jerky business.
Yeah,
And
go feed all the people that every single time and or everywhere you always hear, you've always heard this. If there's a kid on the table not eating their food, some fucking dumbass parent always says there are kids in Africa starving because and you're just gonna throw that shit away.
yeah,
Yeah, you just feed all those people that are starving. And then those kids won't get yelled at no more.
one village at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen if you were like, okay, government, I have a solution to our food shortage. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna pay me millions of dollars, and I'm gonna let you kill and process this boar that can feed thousands of people every day. And I'm gonna let you do it for like a month at a time to send to like one country. So they send like a ton of food over there, meat that's been like processed and preserved and shit. Or I could take it to Jack Link's beef jerky company and be like, hey, I have free meat for you, and you can do like like because beef jerky in those little packs, you could probably do like 100,000 packs
Oh yeah.
in one killing of the boar, if not more.
Easy.
So it's like, here, I will basically have this boar be at one of your large factories, and instead of you needing to buy meat for that factory, we just use the boar meat, and you pay me millions and millions of dollars.
Right. So are you which one are you going for now?
Probably still the deer.
Really?
Yeah, I just think it'd be nice.
I
It's
would
like,
go the deer for the fact that if all rivers start from him, you could make a killing off of probably one of the best campsites in the world.
true, campsites make a lot of money.
Yeah, they
That's
fucking do.
another
And
thing.
having the source of where all the rivers flow from right there, yeah, you can make a lot of fucking money.
You could also go to Africa and, fix any water shortages that they have.
Exactly. I'd just be like, hey, you're the source, so can't you make other rivers?
It just needs to eat some leaves over there, and then bang,
Yeah. So yeah.
river.
Yeah, I'm going deer.
Yeah, plus I was going to say a deer is like a horse, but with pointy bits. So,
Yeah, they're not as strong or as big as horses though.
yeah, but
Like,
we're going to assume that this one is probably bigger than your average deer.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Just
It
because if
probably is.
just because I don't think you assume that the boar is the size of a normal boar.
Oh no, not at all.
There's probably some magic going on there, but it's still not, you know, the size of a pig.
Yeah.
It's gotta be way bigger. Like not massive, but it's gotta be bigger. So I'm gonna assume that this deer is probably when you say deer, I more think of like elk. And elk are pretty big, aren't they?
Yeah, elk are very big.
So I'm imagining a deer that's like the size of like an elk or a moose, and like those fuckers are massive.
Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. Being this magical deer.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need a car anymore. Get
Now I'm
pulled over a
curious,
lot,
does
but
it I wonder if that deer always, no matter what, stands on the roof of a Valhalla. Cause what if it just
oh
can't move?
well, I mean,
I'm still going
then
deer.
we'd have to be in Valhalla then.
Okay, let's put it this way. What if it can't move from where it's stationed?
Oh, then fucking what's the point of having either of them?
What do you mean? I'd still take the deer, no doubt.
Well, I mean, if it can't move and there's not really much you can do, Like,
Have a kick-ass campsite.
oh, it's gonna be in Valhalla. Like, how does it know where to make rivers?
No.
Can it even make new
I'm saying,
rivers?
let's say we get this deer, we choose where it's stationed at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not as fun. Be the same thing with the boar. There's literally no point to having the boar unless you're like buy a piece of land and then have a giant boar just protect your land.
I don't know. I see a point to both of them. Like I said, you can
To
feed all
me,
the hungry people with the boar, and with the deer, you can.
but if it's stuck in one place, then you would either have to bring it to the company and it stays there, and then like what say that company wants to stop paying you, can you move it?
No, I'm starting that company.
You're starting that company?
Fuck yeah, fuck anybody else. That's gonna be mine.
Okay. I mean, it's possible, I think.
I don't see why not.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I don't like the they can't move once you put them where you want them. I get the campground thing, yeah, but I feel like you'd have to move somewhere because around here there's already so many fucking campgrounds.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like that'd be the best campground. Precious water, right from the source.
Now that's when you should bring it up here to Springfield
Yeah.
because there's a ton of people around and there isn't a campground around.
Might as well just go like right outside of Kansas City or right outside of St. Louis.
And just make one there and then
Yeah,
have like millions of people come.
exactly.
Yeah, that would be okay.
So, change your answer. You still going deer?
Still going deer.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all the questions I got. So I am AJ,
I'm Caleb.
and this is Mythologicast. Today is Freya.
Freya.
Yes.
Woman.
So first,
Woman god.
I'm gonna mention something I didn't know until, as I've been researching Norse, I always see the year 1000 CE. I never
Mhm.
understood CE. I just assumed it was AD. And it kind of is, but there's some things with by BC and AD I didn't know. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and explain this. I'm gonna start using BCE and CE terms of BC and AD. For the people that don't know, like I did not know, BC and AD was the idea to count years from the birth of Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
BCE and CE are used for religious neutrality. CE
Yeah,
stands
BC
for
is
I,
CE is Christianity era slash common era. So BCE would be before common area, which is, I mean, they use that as a neutral term if you're not into religion. But like the old ones, AD would be or CE basically. So AD is after death of Jesus, and then you have that would be in the neutral terms CE. So once Jesus died, that is when the common area kicks in because it's after death. And then BC is before Christ was born, which is BCE now, which is before common area.
okay, AD does not stand for after death.
What does it stand for?
Fuck. Now I'm gonna have to search it. The reason why I know that is because I know BC is before Christ, but if AD stood for after death, that would mean we were at year zero for like 30 plus years.
Let's see. I guess AD stands for Anno Domini, which is just a label, but what does it mean?
The year of our Lord. Latin phrase.
Ah, okay. Okay. So BC is before Christ was born, and AD started on the day that he was born.
Correct.
Okay.
But from what I understood, yeah, CE is common or current era, whatever. BCE is before the common or current era. From what I understand, it works with the same timeline as BC and AD. Um, and I have also seen that in the scientific world that BCE and CE are slowly completely replacing BC and AD.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use it, especially since we're a mythology podcast slash honestly religion. So yeah, make it neutral. Why not,
Hmm.
right? All right. Second thing, with the episode, it was very very hard to research Freya
Why?
because you remember the last time I mentioned something about Freya and Frigg being the same person.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are, but they aren't, but they are.
Okay.
This is why I was so fucking confused because I've seen so many sites where in the I guess before Norse was a Germanic mythology or something like that. I haven't done a whole lot of research into it and I apologize, but I was cut for time this week. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and read what I have here
Hmm.
written. People constantly agree and disagree, but I nor anyone, I guess, cannot find any concrete, definite proof that they are different or the same. You know what I mean?
Or
So
that what? Sorry, it cut out.
they can't they cannot find any definite or concrete proof that they are different or the same.
Okay. So it's just like there's two names and they're very similar. So they're like,
Right. Freya, it literally means lady, and Frigg means, I believe it meant beloved. I forgot to write that one down.
mhm.
I on this episode I tried to specifically stick with Freya, and
Okay.
the reason why it's also hard is because a lot of stories between Freya and Frigg are exactly the same, whether their names are changed or not.
I would just call it Freya anyways because I feel like that's the name that people
Yeah,
kind of know more.
yeah, and what I got out of it, Freya is apparently the like older form, the original form.
Hmm.
I don't know how true it is. I've seen it on like two or three different sites. Um, so yeah, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I'm just gonna do what I could find on Freya, like I mentioned. Majority of the sites say that they are the same goddess. So if I get something wrong, then you need to go and fix the internet and don't blame me.
Fix the internet, he says.
Yeah, because oh my god, dude, it is so fucking confusing. Because I went back and forth. It was the same. They're completely different. Frigg is this person, and then I even went to like Reddit. I went to Quora. I went to several different sites where people can talk about it. Somebody put in there that they are the same, and I was like, okay. Went down to the first comment, and the first comment got so fucking pissed off that they said that they were the same god. And then the comment after that was like, well, they aren't the same. This is a completely different person too. They're like they aren't the same god, but they are the same. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, it doesn't
So
really make sense.
yeah, I don't really know. From what I got out of it, um, there was like two or three sites that said depending on the person that reads all the stories, they can honestly depend by themselves if they are the same god or not.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm gonna go with they're the same. They have very very big similarities, and I'll explain later because like they even have. I'll get on with it later. I have it later. So anyway, I'll go ahead and start. So Freya is the goddess of love and fertility. She's associated with
Mhm.
sex, lust, beauty, sorcery, gold, war, and death. The
She's
name,
like Aphrodite, but also Aries.
yeah. The name Freya
Okay.
means lady, as I mentioned earlier. It can also be spelled in many different ways. The most common people see is Freya, Freya, or Freya, Freyja. Pretty much pronounced the same exact way. She is not an Acer, let me put it this way: she was not an Acer. She does live in Asgard with Acer, along with her husband. This is also where it gets tricky. Her husband, oh my god, I went back and forth so many fucking times. On the the three main sites, it said her husband was Ode, ODR, just Ode. She belongs to
Okay.
the Vanir. After the Acer Vanir War, she married Ode and became an honorary member of the Acer. Her father is Njord. Her mother is unknown, but apparently could be Nerthus. Didn't really find much on
Nerthus.
her. And Freyr is her twin brother. We'll get on a little bit with Freyr later.
So Freya and Freyr.
That's what I got of it. It's either Frey or Freyr. It's Freyr.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. And sometimes that R is silent, I guess.
And I've noticed in a lot of Norse it is.
Okay.
Sometimes. I don't know. It's so fucking confusing. Um, anyway, Freya is one of the most important goddesses in Norse mythology, and some could even argue that she's almost on par with Odin. Freya is the one who taught magic to Odin and the rest of the Aesir, as well as the humans. But before the Aesir, it was only practiced by the Vanir, which she was a Vanir. So was Frigg. And I also seen somewhere else that Frigg was the one that taught Odin. That's why they're so similar, and people think they're the same goddess. This magic is called Sedir. Sedir. I don't know. It's Seidr. I'm gonna just go with Sedir. It's the most organized form of Norse magic. Sedir is a form of pre-Christian Norse magic and shamanism that involves discerning the course of fate and working within its structure to bring about change. It said,
Okay.
yeah, it said this power could potentially be put to use at any time imaginable. So anyway, as I said, I think it was Odin's episode. Freya presides over the afterlife realm, Folkvanger. She chooses half of the warriors slain in battle to dwell there, and apparently she has first pick among all the people who die in battle. And it seems she chooses the most brave and the most handsome.
The most brave and the most handsome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freya has various options to choose from to travel as well. Her most famous one seems to be a chariot pulled by two black or gray cats. She can also choose her cloak of falcon feathers from her wardrobe. This cloak is magical and allows her to fly anonymously through the skies and observe what is happening on the ground. She willingly loans her cloak out to other gods and goddesses in Asgard when they need to fly to one of the nine realms in a hurry. Her third option to travel the realms on is her boar, Hildisvini. I guess it means battle swine. She rides the boar when she is not using her cat-drawn chariot. And I guess later I'm gonna mention that boar. I don't know if I have the boar by name later. But anyway, some human gets turned into a boar and is apparently might be Freya's other lover.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I guess she has a human that she turned into a boar that might be her other lover.
Okay, so a human
Yes.
turned into a wait, a boar that was turned into a human.
No, a human that turned into a boar. Freya turned a human into a boar.
And now, does she love him in boar form?
I don't think so. I think it's just there to hide the fact that he's a human.
Okay, a little weird, but we'll
Yeah.
go with it.
So anyway, one thing that Freya really loves is jewelry and other fine accessories and materials. She has quite often used her beauty to get what she wants and the jewelry she desires. One of her most prized possessions is the necklace of Brisingamen, a name that literally means a fiery or glowing necklace.
Nice.
According to a short story, the necklace was neither a gift nor something she bought. I guess one day when Freya was walking past an entrance to a cave, she saw four dwarves in the process of crafting a golden necklace, and it was nearly done. Freya offered to purchase the necklace, and she offered them large sums of silver and gold, but the dwarfs said that they had plenty of valuables for themselves. They would only trade it on the condition that she spent a night with each of them, which she agreed to.
And so she, what did she do with them?
What do you think you do when you spend a night?
See, that's why I was asking because I don't like the thought of it.
It seems like I'm gonna go ahead and go back to that Reddit shit. It wasn't. I don't think it was Reddit. I don't remember the site I was on when they were talking about it. Somebody labeled Freya, or no, labeled Frigg as a whore, pretty much. Excuse my language, but that's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody else got extremely defensive and said that Frigg. I think they said that Frigg was the bigger whore, and then somebody else was like, "Oh no, they're pretty much the same. It's just that Freya was put into more stories as the as the bigger whore. She wasn't necessarily. She did everything she could to get whatever jewelry or whatever she like that shit she wanted. So I guess you could label her as that, whatever. But as far as I can see, Freya was looked on fairly poor in that regard, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, people kind of thought she maybe slept around a little too much.
Yeah, she got around pretty good, I guess.
And now, did she do this while she was married?
From what I could tell, yes, but nobody apparently could prove it.
Ah, see, because if she did it while she was married, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to some more of Freya and Frigg similarities. While the late Old Norse literacy sources that form the basis of our current knowledge of pre-Christian Germanic religion present Freya and Frigg as being at least normally distinct goddesses, the similarities between them run extremely deep. Did you understand that?
The the similarities are deep. So basically,
Okay, I'll put it more into my own words. I didn't want to copy and paste. I shortened it by a lot. So pretty much what I got out of it was, in the Old Norse literacy sources that form our current knowledge of pre-Christian Germanic religion, which I'm pretty sure the whole pre-Christian Germanic religion, I think that was Old Norse or before Old Norse. Like I said, I didn't do a whole lot of research, but I know it's either as old or older. Anyway, it's saying that they are nominally distinct goddesses. So they're separate goddesses. They're not the same, but their similarities between them run extremely deep that you can pretty much say that they're the same and not have somebody saying, "Oh, they're not," because they can't prove to you that they aren't.
Okay, so I have a question.
What's up?
You said they basically have the same stories. Are there stories with the same people?
That's funny because yes and no. Apparently, so like I said earlier, I think it was Freya was married to Ode.
Hmm.
Sorry. Actually, yeah, I think it was Freya married to Ode and Frigg married to Odin. Well, apparently Ode is Odin as well.
Okay, so does he have two wives?
No, Odin does not. The reason why I say Odin is you remember Odin's name meaning master of ecstasy.
Yeah.
So apparently, ode means ecstasy and inspiration. Well, when you add the "in" to the end of it, it pretty much says you're a master of. So I
Because
guess
I'm looking it up right now, and it shows on psu.edu. It shows a quote here that says Frigg was Odin's official wife, but it has been determined that she's an exact copy of Freya, making them one and the same. The
right,
only difference between the two was Odin is called Ode in reference to Freya, but called Odin by Frigg.
right. Dude, I'm telling you, this was so fucking hard to research. I'm just gonna continue this paragraph. The differences are superficial between them and can be explained by consulting the history and the evolution of the common Germanic goddess, whom the Norse were in the process of splitting into Freya and Frigg sometime shortly before the conversion of Scandinavia and Iceland to Christianity around 1000 CE.
Mm.
So it's almost from that side, it's almost as if I got proof saying they were different, or no, they were the same, but they split them into and tried to split them into separate gods.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so I don't know how many times I can fucking say it. It's hard.
No, I understand because there's a lot of people in that thing that I looked up. A lot of comments disagreeing with each other, and
Oh
then
yeah,
people disagreeing with that, and then like some
yep,
person was like, "No, because actually this person came first. It's another version of Freya, but it starts with an H." And
yep. I've seen that too. I did not want to add that.
yeah, it's man, Freya seems like a hard person to research.
Very. That's why I literally just tried to go with Freya's story because I do have like an
Mhm.
actual story at the end of this. So if somebody gets mad at me and says it's a Frigg thing, it was Frigg's story, I don't find me.
Don't care. Don't care.
The migration period goddess who later became Freya was the wife of the god who later became Odin. This is ultimately still the case in Old Norse literature. Freya's husband is named Od, a name which is virtually identical to that of Old Norse Odin. Now, in their Old Norse spellings, I believe Odin was spelled O-D. So Od is O-D-R, Old Norse, and
Mhm.
now. Old Norse Odin was O-D-R-I-N-N.
Okay.
Ode means. By the way, I'm also just assuming ODR is Ode because of Odin.
Hmm.
So it honestly could be
I think that
Oder.
R is silent.
Yeah, it honestly could be Oder.
Or
But
Odorin.
I didn't want to do that to him.
Yeah. Don't want to do
Um,
my man wrong.
yeah, ode means ecstasy and inspiration, as I mentioned earlier. Odin is simply the
Hmm.
word ode with a masculine definite article in added onto the end.
Mm.
The two names come from the
Okay.
same word and have the same meaning. Od is an obscure and seldom mentioned character in Old Norse literature. The one passage that tells us anything about his personality or deeds comes from the Prose Edda, which states that Od is often far away on long journeys. If that rings a bell about Odin. You know what I mean?
A little.
How he
A
always wants to
little.
go just fucking
On
walk around on his
adventures,
own
yeah.
quests and do his own bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why people think a lot. That's one of the big reasons why people think Freya and Frigg are the same, because
Hmm.
Ode is really only mentioned when Frigg is involved.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, blah blah blah. And while he's away on long journeys, that Freya can be often found weeping tears of red gold over his absence. The red gold, I think,
Dang.
is amethyst, I believe.
Tears of blood.
I don't know. Many of the surviving tales involving Odin have him traveling far and wide throughout the Nine Realms, to the point that he's probably more often away from Asgard than within it. Many of Odin's numerous bynames allude to his wanderings, or are names he assumed to disguise his identity while abroad. Thus, it's hard to see Frey's husband as anything but an only nominally distinct extension of Odin. Okay, now we get that out of the way. That was the hardest thing to distinctly find on if they're the same or they're not. And even through that, because at the beginning, it literally said they are the same god, just split.
Yes.
So,
Which is still weird.
yeah, it's so fucking confusing. I'm just gonna say they're the same fucking
Two
god.
halves of the same person?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But so you remember? I think it was Wednesday was Odin's day, right?
Yes.
Thursday was Thor's day. Freya is Friday.
Okay.
The word for Friday in Germanic and English languages is named after Freya. It's spelled Friga. It had some other in there, but that's all I wrote down. I guess it was pronounced like Freya or Freya. Kind of like a little different. I can't do it because I don't have that accent.
Accent. The ability to say the words that they say it.
Correct. The Proto-Germanic goddess who is the foremother of Freya and Frigg. Did I just fuck up?
Did you?
I think I might have.
How so?
I'm just going to read it again. The word for Friday in Germanic and English languages is named after Freya, the Proto-Germanic goddess who is the foremother of Freya and Frigg. So was that their mixed? Their original?
The original?
Like, you know how I said they split a goddess?
Yeah.
Was that the one they split?
Because it does say that they have like an actual mother. So foremother could be just like a term to say what they were before instead of as an actual mom.
I'm sorry, this is funny. I don't even know what the fuck I wrote, I guess. So
Wait,
I'm
what
gonna
was
go.
that
I'm gonna go ahead and
goddess's
keep
name?
reading. Oh, I'm gonna keep reading. I think it looks like I got something in here that explains it. None of the other Germanic people seem to have spoken of Freya, I'm just gonna call it Freya, as if she were two goddesses. This is unique to the Norse sources. In the Norse sources, we find a confusion as to which goddess this day should have as a namesake. Both Freya and Frigg are used. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense to me. Stuff's coming back. Freya was the old Germanic mythology goddess, sorry. And
Okay.
in Norse, it was Freya, which The Germanic peoples seem to have spoken of Freya as if she were. None of the Germanic peoples seem to have spoken of Freya as if she were two goddesses. It's unique to the Norse sources. So it looks like when these gods were brought over to the North side, it was split into two goddesses, or at least tried to be
Okay.
split into two goddesses.
So is the whole Germanic and then Norse thing kind of like Greek and Roman?
That's what I'm getting out of it, because there's been a lot of shit they got a lot of gods from that. I'm gonna have to do some fucking research on this Germanic mythology
Yeah, maybe
because
we'll do German with
it's been
us.
coming up almost every single time, dude.
Hmm.
Um. Anyway, that's what I get out of it. That Norse is who split that god up, or at least tried to split them up. But I guess they are the same god.
Okay.
But
Maybe like the root is the same person, but
yeah, I guess. Anyway,
okay.
that is what I have on Freya. I do have a story still, but that is the information on her.
Okay. A little confusing,
Very,
but hopefully we all got it.
very confusing. I doubt anybody got it
Not on the first listen.
because I do. I still hardly get it. I I kid you not. When I was researching this, I would write a paragraph or so, and then I always read my paragraphs to make sure I understand what I'm saying. I had to read my paragraphs like 4 or 5 times to be like, oh shit, this is what I mean. This is what it means.
This makes more sense this way.
Yeah. It was so fucking hard, dude. Okay, so on to the story. This is a story about Ottar and Freya. Freya shows this human pretty much who his ancestors were and saves him pretty much from having a complete shitty life, I guess.
Okay.
Long ago, Njord, the god of the sea and trade, fathered the twins Freya and fathered the twins Freya, the goddess of war, and Freyr, the god of peace and fertility. The twins could be seen
Okay.
racing each other during warm summer nights. Freya would be in her chariot pulled by two large cats, and Freyr on his boar, Golan Bursty, which I did see that boar today, and that thing is kind of fucking badass.
Is it?
Yes.
What's
So
the boar's name?
I want to say it. Golan Bursty? You want me to spell it out?
No.
Okay.
Ah. Meaning gold mane or gold bristles.
Yeah, I guess it's like wrapped in gold thread or some shit. Something like that. I don't know.
Golan Bursty. Let's see here. So this thing looks massive.
Yeah. Big enough to carry a god.
Yeah. Well, you can actually get him as a mount in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
That's fucking cool. Oh, by the way, I was gonna throw this in there in our question today, but I forgot.
Hmm.
Would you? So back to our question: would you rather have the deer that all rivers flow from, the boar that you can kill and eat every day, or would you rather have Freya's chariot that is pulled by two large cats?
Oh, dude, the cats. Not even a question.
Uh, I'm still going deer. I just knew you'd
Nah,
choose the two cats.
yeah, I'd rather have the cats. You know how cool that would be? First of all, cats are literally, statistically, the best predators in the world.
Oh yeah, I know.
So, like, dude, doesn't matter. If I get lost in fucking the Amazon for some reason, and I have the two cats, like, I'm good.
But
Fucking hunt pythons and
what's
shit.
funny to me is when I seen two large cats, I was like, okay, so are cherries pulled by like fucking lions or some shit? No, they look like house cats.
That's even better. That's even better.
It's
They'd
funny
be
as
so
shit.
soft.
But yeah, no, I'm still on deer.
Okay.
I could give two shits about house cats. Now, if it was like a fucking panther or a fucking tiger or some shit, hell yeah.
Why? Why? This is better than that.
I disagree. I just don't like house cats that much.
Yeah, okay, but think about it this way. They're massive, and house cats are the best predators in the
Right,
world.
but
So
my
take that, make them 100 times stronger, 100 times faster. Like they'd be like they'd be a better guard dog than any other guard dog.
I just okay. One of the
It,
big things for me is you can even attest to this because my allergies were acting up near your cats. I don't think it was your fluffy one. I think it was the other
yeah,
one.
yeah.
I think there's a
Okay,
certain cat that I do have allergies to. I don't fucking know, but
well, see, that's a little different because you have allergies to them. But imagine if you didn't.
if I didn't, honestly, I don't mind cats. Your cat is one. Your fluffy one. What are they called?
Hmm.
Mancoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're pretty chill. Your
super
cat,
nice.
your
They're
cat
amazing with
lets
kids.
your cat lets me pet its belly,
Hmm.
so it is pretty chill. It would be pretty cool to have like Mancoon cats carrying a chariot, carrying you anywhere.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you could literally just sleep on top of him and be warm.
But I don't know. I think I'm still going deer.
See, here's the thing. If you had a house cat that is the size of like a tiger, I think the house cat would kick the shit out of a tiger.
I disagree.
I see, like I get it, but the only reason I'm saying that a tiger would still win is because tigers probably are already born with a certain muscle mass, but I don't know. I have to because cats are like the best predators in the world. I just for some reason, man, I gotta give it to like the average house cat. Like if my Maine Coon was the size of a tiger, I don't think that there's an animal on this fucking planet that could stop that motherfucker. Like it would take down an elephant. Like I'm not even kidding. This thing, like his claws are so massive and sharp. Like he will literally like poke in my skin just from like him laying on top of me and me like petting him and his claws just come out. He doesn't even mean to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like it'd be so dangerous, so deadly.
yeah, okay, here's the thing on me. I disagree wholeheartedly. I
Okay.
don't think your cat could put up. Hey, I think it could put up a damn good fight if it was as big as a fucking lion or something or a tiger.
Hmm.
But if they actually fought, I wholeheartedly believe a lion or tiger would win.
The only reason I think that they would is because I feel like they have muscle in different places.
Yeah, but I also feel like they've been in the wild. Do you understand what I mean by that? Like they're
Like
just
they have the
trained to survive. They're trained to do that shit.
yeah, like I know what you mean because they have the instinct,
Yeah,
and house cats don't really have any predators.
yeah,
They
exactly. Other
kind
than
of play
mice.
with their food. Mice?
Well, I mean, my brother, he got a cat because he had a mice problem. That cat fixed that shit right up.
No, 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 no. Predators, as in
Oh,
like
sorry, I was
something that
thinking.
hunts the cat.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, no, cats
Oh
don't
yeah,
really have. Fuck, big cats
any
don't even
like
really have predators.
only humans.
Exactly.
And now I am a huge fan of big cats, like huge.
Oh, I
I think
love.
like I yes, it's awesome. I think they're amazing. I think they're gorgeous. I think it's really sad what's happening to them.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I would save a tiger. Like if you, like if I was at a zoo and a dude ran up to me and put a gun to the head of a child and was like, "I have the last tiger on Earth, and I have like this 4-year-old kid. You have to choose when to die." I'd be like, "Ah, I'm saving the tiger."
Damn.
Dude, I just think, and it's I'm the same way with sharks because sharks are killed at such an insane rate that they're almost going extinct now.
Yeah, it's so
I just
fucking
think it's
stupid.
it's literally just, in my opinion, like kind of heartbreaking that
Yeah.
because sharks really don't. I mean, there's what like less than 10 shark attacks a year, and
Yeah.
most like sharks don't even eat people. They bite you, and then they're like, "Oh, this isn't food." But the thing is, they're just so badass that that bite can kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, most people die
So
from
it's
shark bites, not them
yeah,
eating
sharks
you.
don't eat people. You know what I mean? So
But
I
speaking
just
of
think,
sharks, do you see that shark video going viral right now?
uh-uh.
Some old man is like messing with a baby shark, and his kids are right there on the boat, and he's like reaching over the boat into the water on the shark. The shark goes up and he's like, I don't know what he's doing. He's like trying to pick it up or some shit. And the
Oh,
shark
does it
turns
bite his
around, yeah, it
finger?
bites his finger, twists it around, and then like when the shark falls away, he's like, I think it just took my fucking pinky.
Nice.
I'm like,
Good.
you are one dumbass.
I think
Why?
I saw that.
That's
Yeah, I think
why
I've seen
people
that.
always tell you don't mess with the fucking wildlife. Because
Dude,
you
like
don't know what the fuck you're doing.
if I was deep sea fishing and I caught a shark, I'd get it out like to the boat, I'd take photos and I'd cut the line.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because salt water like will literally rust and get rid of that hook. Takes
Oh,
like five
probably, yeah.
years or something. But like I don't think it's gonna be a big issue, and especially if like I'm not trained to touch it and like the boat people are like, I'm not touching that fucking shark, and it's like that's the safest thing to do. I'm
Yeah.
not getting my hand near that.
No.
Okay. Anyways.
Are we heading back to the story?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Meanwhile, there was a young man named Ottar. I'm just gonna call him Otter because it's quicker. Otter, who lived in Midgard, the realm of the humans. He was an orphan who had no knowledge of his ancestors, but he'd gained everything he had, so land and everything,
hmm
by working hard. He worshipped the Norse
Okay.
goddess Freya more than any other god, and Freya was very pleased with this. She was
Was he
very.
handsome?
I honestly didn't say, but
Okay.
he probably was because of. You'll see. She was very pleased with this. She was very pleased with his stone altar and his offerings, but more than anything, she was proud of his actions. Otter always kept his word. He was, he was as wise as he was generous, and he was brave in the face of danger. One day, a stranger made a claim to Otter's land at the Thingstead. The only way he was to keep his property was by inheritance. Otter knew nothing about his ancestors. He didn't even know his own parents.
hmm
Distraught at the thought of losing everything, Otter returned to his longhouse. Waiting in his hall was the goddess Freya. She suggested that Otter should join her on a journey to Asgard, the realm of the Norse goddesses and gods. Otter could only nod in agreement, and then Freya magically transformed him into a ferocious-looking boar, much like the one
Ah.
belonging to her brother Freyr.
Mm.
On their way to Asgard, they passed a burrow, uh, the dwelling of a mighty sorceress. Freya now demanded that the sorceress should recite Otter's lineage, and she was forced to oblige, for Freya was a goddess with unparalleled power. The women and men that the sorceress listed were the noblest of the were the noblest of tribe mothers and forefathers, celebrated queens and kings, and finally the goddesses and gods themselves. And so it happened that Otter was a descendant of the deities, and his lineage could be tracked back to Freya's own brother Freyr.
Oh.
Freya now asked the sorceress to bring forth memory beer, so that Otter would remember his long list of ancestors. As the sorceress offered the beer, she said, I hand you this draught, but mind you, it is full of venom. An evil fate will befall you. But Freya just laughed and said, her words will work no ill. Drink, Otter, and only good would transpire, for I and all the goddesses and gods will safeguard you. They continued their journey, and Otter spent a day in Asgard before he returned to Midgard, and, with the knowledge he had gained, he was able to preserve his land. Otter went on to live an adventurous life, and naturally, once his life on Earth ended, he joined Freya's and other champions on her magnificent hall.
Oh, so she did protect him.
Right.
Cool. Also, like her great 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 nephew.
Yeah. Which is weird because it's like, is he is he fucking?
I hope not. Did he get to hit though? I hope not. That's his. That's his aunt.
Yeah, there's some shit that says that they could be lovers.
Ooh, don't like that.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, on your thing about was he handsome? I feel like in a lot of old stories that nobles, kings, queens, whatever, were
Hmm.
always listed as handsome,
Yeah,
or at
that's
least
true.
almost
So you
always.
think just
So
because the lineage.
yeah, I would assume he was. But yeah, that's all I have for today.
Okay. Confusing, but I like the story at the end.
Yeah, it was very confusing, but it's something I had
Yeah.
to get off my chest after I researched it. It was rough, man.
Oh, I can imagine.
Well, you got anything else?
For no, I don't think so. I like this story though. I like how she protected him
Yeah,
from the curse.
yeah, and I also wanted to choose for once like a sweet-hearted story because we always get some crazy, just crazy bullshit stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I just, honest to God, just felt like let's bring some light into this.
I liked it.
All right, so if you don't have anything, are we ready to close this bitch out?
Sure, man. Do the list.
All right. You guys can check out our link tree. It will be posted in the description of the episode. It'll
Hmm.
have all of our social media. Facebook, I run it, not very well. Instagram hasn't been ran in almost a year. Um, Caleb is on Twitter. I don't know
Yeah.
how active are you? I haven't looked in a while.
I don't think I've posted in like a week, but I mean we have like 10 tweets.
Okay. So yeah, go check out our Twitter. Um, Oh, any and all of our episodes, or where you can listen to our episodes, is on there. I believe it's fucking iHeart, Podbean. I oh shit. I don't know. I might have added Podchaser. I can't remember now. A few others.
Odd Chaser.
Yeah. Some I think Podchaser linked our, I guess, are in cahoots with Podbean or something.
Mm.
Send me an email about it. Um. Oh yeah. Go check out our Discord. That's the easiest, best way to get any information out of us. That would definitely eventually be our best and most frequent used platform.
Yeah, come play games with us. Come play Rainbow Six. I need more people to play Rainbow Six with.
Okay, so is that it? Am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
All right, catch you guys later.
Goodbye.